We are back in the beautiful city of Addis Ababa for yet another edition of the Great Ethiopian Run. This year we'll see the 19th edition of this beautiful race that is really the biggest race in Africa and one of the best in the world. The coming few days will be all about a melting pot of culture, sports and entertainment.
The Great Ethiopian Run draws tourists from all corners of the world, and there are a host of events that precede the main attraction. The country's cultural hub and capital, Addis Ababa, is the staging ground for the Great Run, and many people go sightseeing in the vibrant city in the days leading up to the race. Among the city's many charms is the newly rebranded Unity Park, which is a palace that once housed Ethiopia's emperors.
I'm very excited to see what's going on, this 45,000 participants. Every year, 2-3 days before, a day before, always start, my mind, is going something, from the beginning to the end. You are, like a responsible person for the people who comes and who takes part, this race. And the other thing about, the medals distribution, about, the people, how they enter to the start, enter to the Meskel Square, and I always praying, people back home without any problem, any accident, any casualty, and all those things gives me a lot of headache. And of course, day before, no one slept. Even if you try to sleep, you cannot sleep in the normal way.
One of the successes Great Ethiopian Run does the last 18 years is portraying a positive image of the country. It's a land of runners, it's an event where you come and have fun. We have the fastest elite field, but we also have the slowest fun runners because everyone, stops to dance and enjoy. So we've been getting, we've been promoting the tourism angle, and we've been working with the Ethiopian Tourism Organization, and we want to continue that because, as you know, Ethiopia is growing now. The foreign direct investment is increasing, and we are in a dynamic time when there is a lot of change. So getting the tourists and building on the image is crucial to the country.
Having the race back on the original course, for me, is very special. I thought when we staged the race here, back in 2001, that we had probably the best race course that we could have. It's still not at all an easy course. It's got a very tough hill in at around the 6.5–7 kilometres. But in terms of staying within the city, and passing some of the important landmarks, crossing Churchill Avenue and going up past the National Palace, it is a great course. So, that means a lot to me. Of course, back in 2001, we only had 10,000 participants. So the streets, part of the course now is on new streets, which is so important when you have 4 times as many participants as we did 18 years ago. So we couldn't do it on the old course, so to speak, without those new roads. But that's a sign of how Ethiopia as a country has moved on, and development is still moving at a very fast pace here.
There is many participants come from outside to take part in this competition. Look at all those people. They need a hotel, they need food, they need a plane to come here, and at the same time, they can buy things, from Ethiopia, and they visit, many historical sites and many also places where they want to enjoy, and in the south and north, and that is a direct benefit. But indirectly, there is no benefit. Imagine, by organizing, this 45,000. Look at the people who live in Europe, America. This is wow, Africa and Ethiopia to organize such big numbers, and next time people from Europe and America or Asia, they want to come here and to see this race and to see Ethiopia, how it looks like. As you know, people who live, especially the Western countries. They think Ethiopia is with full of problems, hungers and fight and drought. Well, those things are not not only just here in Ethiopia. There is a good part. That's really one of our good part, of course, to organize the Great Ethiopian Run. And I am so proud, to see, all those people here in the street of Addis Ababa. Many foreigners, people from different countries, Asia, European, American, Australian. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic, really.
There have been many technological advances in the world since the inauguration of the Great Run in 2001, and the prestigious event has kept with the times by collaborating with various social media influencers to expand their reach.
We want to promote the tourism angle of the country, and as you know, the number of tourists coming each year is increasing, and we felt, we had a marketing consultant, digital consultant, and we were discussing. So they advised us to get influencers who can come, because those influencers are, thousands of followers. So we take the advice from there, and we have spent time, doing a lot of kind of communication with our customers on Facebook and Twitter. So, the technology is now the kind of the future. So we need to tap into that. And now the idea is to attract more tourist runners to the country.
It's a huge event, and it's not just a run, but it's a social gathering of people from different countries, different cultures, different ethnic groups, speaking different languages, literally celebrating life and celebrating the beauty of the country and the beauty of the continent together. And I think that already is a very easy message to give to our followers. I like to be very thorough in my blog posts for two reasons. First of all, I feel that if I portray everything there is to see and do in a country, like in this case Ethiopia, people have more inspiration to visit. And because if I give lots of information, they'll also find what they need to plan their trip.
So with bloggers, first of all, you have the opportunity to get different viewpoints, and you have the opportunity to get us to present the event to our audience in a way that makes sense to our audience, because all our audiences are different, because we all have different focuses. So for example, some of us may be more interested in the cultural side of things, others may be more interested in the event as like a sporting event. So we all know how to present it to our audience so they can get the side that is most suitable to them. I'm going to be here for 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to exploring the country.
I've been traveling for the last 5 years and showing everywhere I go on my YouTube channel. And I think by showing experiences like this, then more people can see it through my YouTube channel, and then it can encourage more people to come here and see it. And maybe they haven't thought about Ethiopia before, but now by doing this run, they can see it and think about coming here. I've traveled around for the last 2 weeks and got to see a bit more of the country. And honestly, I had no idea how much there was to see here. It's kind of been a mind-blowing experience. I'm really happy I got to see that part of it before now doing the run.
For us, a part of our job, part of our work is to spread the word about destinations, about projects and about tourism. So just a few posts across a few of our channels will reach hundreds of thousands potentially of followers, people that are interested in where we go and the next good place they want to see, want to visit, and then importantly the Great Ethiopian Run. Once they see the fun and the madness and the party atmosphere, so I've been told, I'm pretty sure they're going to want to come over and take part next year.
It's the way that everybody is researching their holidays, their trips, in terms of the way that people book. Everybody's looking online. If you search on Great Ethiopian Run, you want to find good, exciting content, and these guys are, they're giving their own personal experiences, which is what you want. And also their followers are, of an age group which are wanting to travel, have adventurous travel. If anyone's going to come to Ethiopia, it's a pretty adventurous holiday. To come here and participate in a run with 45,000 Ethiopians is amazing, and I think, they're going to be reaching the type of people that are likely to book in the future.
Every year we try and make this race bigger and better known, and we take the promotion of Ethiopia very seriously. We've always done that from the start, and of course a lot of media, a lot of publicity is now moving to social media, so we have to be better at doing that. We've got somebody employed full-time working on our social media. We've brought influencers from outside Ethiopia to the event this year for the first time. So, put that all together, and we our goal is really to bring more international participants to Ethiopia. And we've got to get better at our social media. I think any event would say that, and so we're not different in that respect.
The Great Ethiopian Run is made possible by the support it receives from its sponsors and partners. In 2019, energy giant Total returned for another year as the title sponsor, whilst national carrier Ethiopian Airlines also continued their support.
Ethiopian Airlines has been partnering with the Great Ethiopian Run because we started it in such a way that our employees, especially the young workforce, to participate and to educate yourself about its benefits, and we have a very large group of employees participating in the run. But eventually, I mean, slowly, gradually, we also, as I said before, made it as a celebration, as an event, a very important event, attracting tourists, especially those people interested in sports, in running, in fitness, wellness. So we've been working together with the organizers to bring a lot of people. I remember last year we brought quite significant groups from China and from Europe. Ireland has always been there, some part of Europe and the US and Canada. So it has become very popular event where people gather during the day. It is a Sunday celebration and really test their fitness.
One important part for Hyatt is always that we are close to the community, and looking obviously at the Ethiopian Great Run, then this is Ethiopia, this is Addis, this is the capital, and we want to be part of it, and that we want to contribute also to it. The second part is what is for us very important is well-being, and obviously sport and running, the exercise is the way, the road to well-being, so that's also something for us very important. So we also run with a team of 100 colleagues actually. Give them the opportunity to be part of this great event, and that's always for us very, very important as well. We are very excited about it and very proud also to be a partner of this great run, which is obviously right in front of our doorstep, and it's going to happen right behind us here on Mexico Square, the start but also the finishing line. So I think it's something, it just brings us closer. We do already a lot of different projects where we're working very close with the local community. If it's, we do apprenticeship systems where we work with local artisan producers together, but this run really brings us again another step forward to be really part of Addis and part of Ethiopia.
We've been really grateful for the support that Hyatt have given us over the past few months as we've got ready for this year's race. I think they're excited to be the official hotel race sponsor. We're excited to have them. You do need a good hotel sponsor, and it looks to me as though Hyatt are going to be a fantastic partner for us, not just this year, but in the years to come. And of course, they're ideally situated right on Mescal Square. And Mescal Square is one of the best places in the world, I would say, to start a road race. It's a 14-lane highway. So you think of those big races in London, New York, Berlin. I mean, we've got as good a race venue, start and finish venue, as anywhere else in the world. And now we've got our race hotel right on the edge of the square. Couldn't be better.
The Great Run promotes an active and healthy lifestyle for all, and the CEO of Ethiopian Airlines was intent on endorsing that ideal despite his demanding schedule.
Well, it is important health-wise. It is important especially for busy people like me. It's always a challenge, but we try to make sure that we are fit as much as we can, although time is always a big challenge. So, you know, I try to go to the gym at least twice or thrice a week. I want to try to do it more, but time doesn't allow. But I try my best.
With a female president and 50% female cabinet, Ethiopia is among the most progressive countries in the world. The team behind the Great Ethiopian Run pride themselves on the role they play in ensuring the girl child is empowered and valued.
As women contribute a lot in Ethiopia in recognizing, you know, their voice and women and girls being valued equal to men is very important, because the population of men to women is almost equal in Ethiopia. Our strategy and innovation manager, Dagmawit, She took some girl students from high school to see the president. So the idea was, you know, we want to inspire the children to dream big. So that will be shown live tomorrow on our local partner on FANA. So, you know, we want the message to go beyond the event. So when it's shown live on TV, millions will see it. So slowly, I think we will get there.
Here in Ethiopia, believe it or not, slowly there is, you know, a limitation of a chance to give for boys. Now our girls, you know, since we started the race, we have a race, you know, like only women first, and we have a race, you know, only education for girls and first girl. What else? I mean, lot. We didn't know a lot. Supporting girls and women, and of course, this is really, really very important. When you support women or girls, you are supporting the family. When you're supporting the family, you are supporting, you know, the country. And if you give a chance for girls, which means, you know, just a chance for a family, a chance for a country. That's what we believe. Every family, who's, you know, the most important person? The mother. Who's the most important person? Of course, the girls.
This is one of the initiatives that the Ministry of Education is working on, because, you know, on girls' education, especially in the rural area, we've seen a lot of dropouts. You know, there's also the culture, but at the same time, not only the bad parts, but also the good part of parents protecting their kids, because high schools are really far, and they don't want their girls to travel, you know, 2-3 hours or half a day, or to go to a different town to go to school. So they prefer keeping them at school. At home. So basically we're working on girls' education, really particularly girls' education, girls like women's leadership in schooling and education. So this is really a direct relationship with what the Great Run is doing. And also it's really a pleasure for us to also collaborate with athlete Haile Gebrselassie as well as the Great Run.
The traditional curtain raiser for the Great Ethiopian Run is always the children's run. Now, this is held a day before the main race, where you get 3,500 children, some of them as young as 2.5 years old, coming out and getting a chance to compete against each other. And not only that, it also gives the race a chance for it to continue and enhance its theme for the year.
With their faces painted and colourful t-shirts on, the little ones were ready to run. The children's race is certainly a great platform to learn at a young age about the importance of staying active and engaging in sporting pursuits.
You know, Plan International has been in Ethiopia for 40 years working with kids. And sports, activities, whether you have a disability, whether you're a boy or a girl, is something that we feel really passionate about, because it makes kids active, it makes them come together, it gives them courage, and it gives them hope.
I come here because it is very competitive sport and I love running. I am enjoying it very much. I want to be #1. I came here to run because running is nice and fun, and it's good. It's for health.
It's very important because they can show how they can run, and they want to be maybe a runner when they grow up.
So many children are there, so they can chill with their friends. They see how people are behaving and they develop self-confidence.
You know, it's hard to measure it just by the race, but of course we work in every single region of Ethiopia. We work with teachers and parents and health providers, with religious leaders, etc., to make sure that they are also with the rest of the people of Ethiopia on the journey to create equality. It's probably a long journey, but we think that every year we're making progress.
Fun, cheering and laughter were the order of the day, and the 2019 children's race turned out to be a huge success, whilst also delivering the important message that girls deserve to be equally seen, heard and valued. Dubbed the Oscars of the endurance industry, the Challenge Awards recognize the world's best racers, and the Great Ethiopian Run beat out some stiff competition to win the international race category with 56% of the vote.
We won this award because people voted for us, and the people who were voting for us were partly our own participants. So, you know, you've got 45,000 people taking part this year, most of whom will know the event from previous years. So they were keen to say, I want to vote for this event. I want to make this event the best international running event in the world. And then there were a lot of other people who know what we do. Maybe they are Ethiopians living outside the country. Maybe they're people who've heard of how good the event is.
One of the reasons that we won the award was we had the highest vote. And one thing I've noticed in that process of voting was we were really appreciated by all Ethiopians. The vote went really very high in the next day, and lots of people were sharing and voting, and that moment I felt this event means a lot to Ethiopia. I know it does, but at this time, with all the cooperation and the voting, I felt this event means a big thing for Ethiopia. And honestly, I want to say thank you for all the Ethiopians who voted for us and make us #1, because if we didn't have the vote, we wouldn't have won.
It's really inspiring and motivating because, as you know, there are thousands of races around the world, and the competition is, you know, it's not locally in Ethiopia, or it's not only in Africa, but it's global. And as I said, some of the races, the Boston Marathon is over 100 years old, and competing with those and being the best is something unique. So really it's motivating to us, because if you compare it to some of the other races, we're young, you know, we're only 19 years old. So it makes us think bigger, because if we can achieve so much in such a small period, you know, we can do even better.
The Great Ethiopian Run is so much more than just a race, and people from across the globe descend upon Addis Ababa to experience the diverse aspects of this 19-year-old event, which incorporates sports, culture and entertainment into a single spectacle.
I've heard about the huge attendance of the race and how recreational it is, and networking with people. So I'm expecting that it will be full of fun and meet new people around the world. Yeah, here to participate in the race. Yeah, so I'm excited to be part of it.
You know, sometimes we athletes, we travel all over the world, like Europe, US, but never in Africa. So I thought this might be my best chance to be in Ethiopia, because if I miss this chance, I don't know whether I will be here, because as you know, there's no races here in Ethiopia. So I said this is my best opportunity to go to Ethiopia and see how great people, great athletes from Ethiopia do. So I decided to come.
We just come out and we love to celebrate Ethiopia. We believe that it's a really great country and that it shouldn't just be seen as a development country. It's a place where people should come and as tourists and come and invest and spend money in the economy and just see the wonderful country. It's a beautiful place, and we like to support this event, support bringing more people into the country, raising money for the amazing cause it is, and we love the community of it. We love all coming out as a team and putting on our t-shirts and running together.
I didn't know whether people in Ethiopia can know me. I thought maybe they don't know each other. But when I arrived here from the airport, they said, "Oh, you are Obiri, come and take selfie." So I'm very excited, because they told me I'm a big fan of you. So I'm very happy to have fans here in Ethiopia. I didn't know this might be a great race like this, but 45,000 is not big. It's a big crowd, I can say, because as we compare to other races in Europe, in South, it's a big race in Africa. I can say it's a big race in Africa.
Tomorrow, I run Boston, New York, the big marathons, and I really like the atmosphere of having a lot of people around you, and all the friendship you make, and being all athletes, and you are all on the same level on that day.
In Kenya, we especially we don't know about maybe sprints or lappings. We do maybe probably we don't have our training camps. Like here, Highlands training camp, so maybe probably in Kenya we have, but that exposure of going outside there and see how other athletes are training, we lack those things.
The official pasta party is a long-standing tradition that's been part of the Great Run for many years and aims to unite all participants over mouth-watering cuisine on the eve of the main event. Pasta is the ideal meal for the occasion as it's high in carbs, which is a great source of energy for runners. The occasion also allows participants an opportunity to rub shoulders with multiple Olympic champion Haile Gebrselassie, the founder of the Great Run.
It's race day in Addis Ababa and the atmosphere is absolutely electric. Don't get me wrong, somewhere out there is a group of elite athletes. They are looking to get a good time and quite possibly launch their career here in Addis Ababa. But for most of the other 45,000 fans here and competitors here, it's all about a little dance, a little jig, a little song, face painting, and somewhere in between there is a race. What time you finish probably doesn't matter. What matters is enjoying the run, is enjoying the 10 kilometers of absolute fun.
More than 44,000 participants dressed in identical t-shirts ran and walked through the Great Run's 10-kilometer course, which starts and finishes at the historic Mescal Square in Addis Ababa. The route is filled with joyful singing and dancing participants both during and after the race.
This is one of the greatest runs in Ethiopia and also in Africa. We are proud of Haile Gebrselassie, and it became now one of the greatest runs in the world. So proud Ethiopia, we all run.
Usually, Ethiopians are very well known in athletics, and I'm not a professional runner, but my life psychology is for running. So at least I have a habit to run 3 times per week. That's why I'm attending these annual events.
We're the best athletics in the world. Haile Gebrselassie, everyone that represent Ethiopia, great runs. We're the best. That's why I just wanted to come and celebrate and get a workout.
I've never been on a race this big, and it's great that everyone's wearing the same t-shirts. It looks really fun, and yeah, everyone's running together. It feels like part of a community. It's great. People are really lively. It seems like it's just like a really fun run. Like no one's taking it, well, no one in this section is taking it too seriously. I think the elite runners are at the front.
This is the time to be in Addis Ababa. So I come back every year because it's just so well organised, so fun. There's nothing like it. It's even renowned for Africa and the world as the biggest mass participation event every year to take place on the whole continent. The quality of the organisation, you have these wonderful t-shirts they're printing, the joy of people. Ethiopians are very sociable and welcoming. Everybody is made to feel equal, whatever your creed, colour, race, age. And it's always going to be warm weather, not too hot, but nice and sunny. There's water on the course, there's music and dance, there's prizes, there's famous athletes. You can just meet these world-class Olympians very easily. So it's really nice to mix with all athletics from top to bottom, amateurs to professionals.
It's a great run in Ethiopia for too many athletes to grow up for this race, especially for Olympic champions. Like too many athletes, they run for this race and they become for good athletes.
Let's have a look at the finishing results for the men's race.
ሩጫው በጣም አሪፍ ነበር። ያው ጠንካራ ፍክክር ነበረ። በጣም አሪፍ ነው። መጨረሻ ላይ በአትሌቲክስ በጣም ያሆኑ በጣም ያግዘኛል ማለት ታርጌቴ በኦሎምፒክና በዓለም ሻምፒዮና ነው። ያው ጠንክሬ ሰርቼ ትልቅ ደረጃ ለመድረስ ነው ምኞቴ።
Let's have a look at the finishing results for the women's race.
አመሰግናለሁ። ያው ውድድሩ ስላሸነፍኩኝ በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። ፍክክር ያለበት ውድድር ነበረ። ከተወሰነ ኪሎ ሜትር በኋላ ያው የራሴን ሄጄ አሪፍ ሰዓት አሪፍ ውድድርም አሪፍ ያው ዊነር አሸናፊ ሆኛለሁ። በጣም ደስ ብሎኛል። እዚህ በኋላ እኔ ይሄን ውድድር በማሸነፌ ለሚቀጥለው ውድድር ቤስት የሆኑ ውድድሮችን እንዲገባ ወይም ሞራል ሆኖ ውድድር ቦታ ሄጄ እንዳሸንፍ ይረዳኛል ማለት ነው።
The feeling really is very nice. I'm very happy to complete the race with less than 1 hour. So it took me 55 minutes and 51 seconds to finish the 10-kilometer run, and I'm very happy and very delighted. It means a lot for me. It's really a great pleasure for me to participate even in this race, as it's believed Ethiopia is home of athletics. So I'm very happy to be here and to be one of the runners who have the green medal with less than 1 hour completing time.
The experience it was beyond my expectations. I arrived here in Ethiopia knowing very few about the country and the race, but now I'm amazed.
The Great Ethiopian Run is among the best attended running events in the world, and each year as its acclaim grows, the number of participants continues to increase. In 2019, more than 44,000 people from all walks of life took part in the energy-filled occasion. The 20th edition promises to be even bigger and better, so whether you're a casual or professional runner, Addis Ababa is definitely a city worth visiting in November 2020.